Hello everyone, Norma-Jean here with another nice, simple, fresh Italian recipe. Especially now we have the month of August coming up. This is great because we usually have some native green beans to work with. Now the sign in the market said that these were native green beans. The proof will be in the pudding. Time will tell. We will see. I'm not quite sure, but they're fresh green beans. So we are making string beans and potatoes marinara. Delicious. What a meal. Okay? And you can do many things with this besides just eating the string beans and potatoes. We'll get into that later. Let me show you what we need. Let me talk quick so the video's not too long. Of course, you're going to start your marinara sauce with olive oil. So that's a great thing here. You're going to get to see how I make my simple marinara sauce, which can be combined with anything, okay? Me, I like it with just macaroni, but we're going to do the string beans and potatoes. Of course, you need some salt and pepper. You need some crushed tomatoes, little red pepper, just a smidge. We're going to need a little bit of sugar for this, just a couple little spoons of sugar. I do put a little drop of red wine, and again, it'll just be a little, you'll see. Of course, we have fresh green beans. I have some beautiful potatoes here. These were red potatoes, small. I got them all peeled and ready to go. And fresh chopped garlic, fresh chopped parsley, and fresh chopped basil. Let's get rolling. Okay, I have a nice deep skillet. This is what I'm going to use. Now, usually when I make the marinara sauce, it's in a little stock pot if I'm going to just make it for pasta. But because we're cooking the green beans and the potatoes in this, I'm going to use this nice skillet to which I have a cover to. Okay, so into this pan, let's start the sauce. And why is this a sauce and not a gravy? I love answering this question. Because a marinara sauce has no meat base. It's a sauce. As soon as meat comes into the picture, it turns into a gravy. Look it up. Look up the definition. Okay, said my piece. Anyway, the oil. Into the oil. We're going to just take that fresh chopped garlic. And we're going to take a little bit of the basil. And I'll reserve a little more for later. And I'm going to do the same thing with the parsley. Just a little bit of the parsley in the oil. Okay, and this is going to go on the stove. And we're going to get the oil and all these flavors from the garlic and the parsley and up to a sizzle. And I'm going to bring you over to the stove. So into here, we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of salt. A little shake of black pepper, a little bit of red flavor, red pepper seeds, again just for a little kick. That's all. Okay, so once this comes up to a little sizzle, and you know that the oil is starting to get flavored, at that point we'll put the tomatoes in. Okay, the base of this sauce has come up to a beautiful sizzle. I can smell it. I can tell things just by smelling them, and you know, you'll get used to that. Once you start to cook, listen, after you make this marinara sauce, you'll never buy another jar of sauce in your life. I'm telling you, once you taste it, you won't have to buy jar of sauce. It's so simple to make a marinara sauce. Now, these green beans, I'm going to tell you, well, I'm waiting for this. I want this to sizzle a little bit more, so I'll still some time here. The green beans, they're going to get rinsed really good in cold water. Use your sprayer, okay? Loosen anything that's not supposed to be on them. And we're going to snip them. So we'll get into that in a minute. What I want to do is pour the tomato right into that pan. Now I'm going to get a little bit of water into the bottom of this can. So just a smidge. Just to get the tomato bits that were in the bottom of the can out of there. Okay, this is looking good. Smells good. I'm going to add to this. This is like a little sugar coffee spoon. It's not much. So That's a good. That would amount to like a tablespoon of salt. And I'm also going to add into this now a little bit. And you know what I should do? I'm going to get a little cup. Hold on. Okay. Just so you have something to go by. This isn't even a quarter cup. Just a little bit of red wine. Nice dark red wine. That's Merlot that I have. Okay. And that is it. Okay, this is already coming up to a nice simmer. Oh yeah, it's bubbling everywhere. I'm going to lower this heat down. Because all we want this to do is simmer for a few minutes while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. The marinara sauce has come up to a nice simmer. The green beans, I've given them a nice rinse. And all you're going to do with these is give them a little trim. And you know, you don't have to trim them that much. Just see the little end there that it was growing from. Snap that off. The other end, there's really nothing to snap. So it gives it that whole green bean look. You don't have to go breaking the green beans in half. Now, if that's your preference, you're fine. But, and you know, and you can do that and you can do the extra work. But really, the only piece that needs to come off is the little piece. Let me find another one. The piece that it grew on, which is right here. Okay, so snap that off, get those all done. Once those are done, you are going to get your potatoes ready. Now these are small potatoes, and I'm just going to take the potato. I cut that potato in half, and now I'm just going to slice it. Now it doesn't have to be really thin, but you don't want them too thick either. Okay, nice slices of potato. Again, these are the red potatoes. They work best in recipes for me. Okay, so you'll get those done. Okay, the vegetables have been prepped. There's the green beans, all washed and trimmed, and the potatoes all sliced up. So right into this pan with the marinara sauce that's been simmering. Oh, look at the sauce. Look at that. Oh, dear. You know, my mother-in-law used to make this every Saturday afternoon for lunch. I used to go there a lot on a Saturday afternoon when my kids were small, and she would always have this going. And I asked her one time, why do my string beans come so mushy? Or why aren't the potatoes done? And she said, well, what are you doing? And I told her, and she said, no, everything cooks in the marinara sauce. So these raw green beans are going to go right into this simmering marinara sauce. And they are going to cook in there. Potatoes and everything. Throw everything in. Look, how easy is this? Throw everything in. All right. More potato. Don't want to waste it. Okay, going to give this a toss. And what? She was right. I mean, the string beans were they were tender, but yet they weren't mushy and falling apart. And it all just cooked in the marinara sauce. Can you see that? All right, I am going to bring this up to a simmer again because, of course, the green beans and the potatoes just brought the temp down. And while this is coming up to a simmer, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of parsley and basil that I had left over the top. A little more flavor. And that's it. We'll be back when it's done. I just want to give you a little visual. Take a look at that. This has been simmering for about 20 minutes. It's just about done. Okay, this was done. You have to have a little patience. A good 35 minutes, you kept them on simmer. And they look to me like they're perfectly cooked, but we are going to try them. Take a look at those beautiful string beans. Let's get a couple of potatoes in that dish. And I want to show you this beautiful marinara sauce. It's absolutely beautiful. And that recipe that I gave you is your basic recipe for pasta. All right, check this out. A cut it with a fork. Let's see. Perfectly cooked. They're tender, but they have that little crisp to them, so they're not soggy, they're not falling apart. Let's try the potato. Again, just right. Sorry. I always feel funny when I eat in front of you, but I feel like I'm eating with someone. Look at that. Beautiful. Again, this is something that would go great with just some nice crusty Italian bread, some salad, got a beautiful lunch, a quick dinner, one pan, done. So, beautiful rustic dish, string beans and potatoes marinara. I will see you again soon. Take care.